morning, Stitchroadies. Welcome, welcome. I am back home and I had a wonderful, wonderful time. I was at, for those of you that aren't quilters, you'll see more, if you want to see more about retreat, it will be on the Quilt Roadies YouTube channel, which is my quilting channel. This is my stitching channel. But I did do stitching on Quilt Retreat, so I wanted to share that with you. I also have a winner of the gift card for trimming all the things with the Fat Quarter Shop, and I'll have more of that later on, and the winner will be posted at the end of this video, so stay tuned. If you're new to the channel, this is a channel predominantly about cross stitch, but it also is about moi. I mean, my life and what I'm doing currently. It is somewhat of a smorgasbord of how to move forward in this world a stitch at a time. Definitely a stitch at a time. And I love cross stitch. Now, for those who are new, my cross stitch started back in '93. No, I take that back. It started in '88. It is when I arrived in Oregon and I worked night shift, and my friend Robin and I kind of held down the fort on the labor and delivery unit. And back then the census at the hospital was pretty low, and so the hospital allowed you to, as long as you didn't have patients to take care of, they still had to staff it, or if your patients were sleeping, you could do things to distract yourself. And she taught me to cross stitch at that time, and I just dabbled in moderately, not like now, but moderately. And there used to be a very sweet cross stitch shop in downtown Bend, Oregon, and that has been closed for years and years. And so in '93, that reason that date kind of sticks in my head is because that's when I got into quilting, and then I was like headlong into quilting. But now I have a more balanced life, if that's what you want to call it. It's a little bit of a chaotic world, only because the chipmunks in my brain are always running in different directions, you know. If you would imagine a group of chipmunks in a park and a dog arrives and how they scatter, that's kind of what's going on here. But here on Stitchroadies, I'm happy to meet you and hope you will find something of benefit for yourself, or to make yourself feel good about how you are progressing through your world. I had a wonderful time at my quilting retreat. It was a nice diversion to today's world. Let me just say that. But now I'm back home, and I wanted to show you a little bit about what I have going on here. I have a whole bunch of shopping, and there is really I cannot make a valid excuse for my shopping other than when I'm stressed or anxious. I shop more. I don't know if any of you have that issue, but I have dozens of wish lists floating out in space, and some things I'm confused about why I got them, because I don't remember actually, pulling the trigger on. but I loved everything I got, and so I'm going to share that with you. I took several projects with me to Quilt Retreat, but I only finished one. Two I didn't even touch. One I made some good progress on, which is nice. So I'll show those to you, but let me just get my brain back on track. So one of my new favorite things right now is this. My girlfriend Robin turned me onto it. It's little packets of flavoring, natural flavoring, and I'm a freak for watermelon, and I only use half a packet in my water, and so I just fill up my water, my lovely chilled water cup that Becca from SamBrie Stitches gave me. Be the change, and I hope I am the change. So refreshing and reminding me that we're into fall. We are definitely into fall right here. In fact, at Quilt Retreat, snow actually fell up on the mountain, which was a blessing. Let me tell you, it was a blessing. On my way home from retreat, I have to make potty breaks, and I am totally way too paranoid and compulsive to actually use a porta potty, so I have certain stops I make. So the stops that I make require me to shop a bit because I feel guilty about using someone's bathroom without contributing to their bottom line. And so I stopped at Buy Mart, and I got this, which I just think is a hoot and a half. And I can't wait to what I'm going to do is next month I am going to be with my older son, his wife, and my oldest grandson on a little vacation, just a short little vacation to the beach. And I'm going to fill this with water and put it in the freezer, and then I'm going to tell my grandson, can you go get me some ice cubes? I can't wait. I mean, I have a fart machine. I guess when you raise boys and all your grandchildren are boys, you just get a potty brain when it comes to life. And so I found this at Buy Mart, and it's called Ice Cube Trays with Gummy Eyeballs. And there's gummy eyeballs in there, so I'm gonna, as soon as we get there, I'm gonna fill it with water and let it freeze, and then I'm gonna ask my grandson to go get me some ice cubes. I just think that's a hoot. Yeah, so that's what I've got in my future. You know, when you're surrounded by boys, you and I was always somewhat of a tomboy, so my mother was a tomboy, and it just, you know, there's no pink bows in our lives. There's fart machines. There's fart machines. So I had taken the stitching that I'm doing with Becca from SamBrie Stitches at the Tiny Modernist Halloween Ouija. I didn't take one stitch on it. And I also took my birthday stitch from last year, which is now, you know, I'm heading into another birthday month next month, and I celebrate my birthday all month. I can't handle just one day. It's too much anticipation for one day, so I spread it out all month. But I do have a new start for October, which means that I will have 2 birthday starts floating out there. So that's going to be my limit for birthday starts until I at least get one of them done. And In All Things Be Diligent is the one from last year. And then this year I am stitching with a group of friends, Away We Ride by Blackbird Design. So if you're at all interested, there is already a hashtag established for that chart. And if you want to join us, that would be just a hoot and a half. Right now we're all in the process of gathering and making decisions about thread and fabric and all of that. But Away We Ride is the one that will be started in October. I did finish the, which you would have seen on Instagram, the Prairie Schooler Santa, and I have started the new one because, of course, finish a Prairie Schooler Santa, start a Prairie Schooler Santa. So I finished that one, and let me see if I can find it. Let's see. See, it would be nice if I was just a hair bit more organized. Okay, so here we go. I changed a couple of things, which I think is up to you when you look at any chart. On the Prairie Schooler Santas, on some of them I like to more personalize. I like to personalize all my charts, so I tend to change things in that way. So this one, if I showed you this, my fabric is much lighter than the one that's shown here, and so I could not use the called for threads for the alphabet because they wouldn't have shown up. So I darkened, I chose a darker thread, and I can't tell you which one I chose. I just chose something dark. And then I was going to personalize it, so as you know, there's the A and the G for G and I. And then I didn't really care for all the red dots on the trees, so I left them off, but I did put a gold star at the top of each tree, and I just absolutely love how it turned out. So I'm going to be making a pillow of that later today after I get back from visiting my younger grandson. And I started, just barely got a start on finish a Prairie Schooler, start a Prairie Schooler. And that's the thing, I have no rules when it comes to my cross stitch, but that particular one is really, and it's not really a rule, it's a mantra. And I think that mantra is you kind of have to find for yourself, in this world we're living in, those things that bring you peace. And there's something about that. Finish a Prairie Schooler Santa, start a Prairie Schooler Santa, that does not add stress to my life. It's actually this sweet little mantra, and I have no timeline, so when I finish one, I just start one. And I love it. I love it. So this is the next one. My middle grandson had chosen this. I spread out all the Prairie Schooler Santas, and he chose this one. I asked him, why did you choose the Santa with the fish? Because they're vegan, as are we. And so there's no fish, and his dad doesn't fish. And so I said, well, why did you choose the Santa with the fish? And he said, I like fish. You know, sometimes it's just a simple answer. There's no deep meaning. So I cannot wait. I've got barely a start on this one. You know, I mean, it's just, I'm just putting my little outline there. And yeah. The only rule, not even a rule, but a plan I have is that I do need to have this done before Christmas to go on. I'm going to make this one into a hanging ornament to go on their tree, their Christmas tree. Okay, so the shopping, but that quarter shop. Now I don't, just so you know, I don't work for Fat Quarter Shop. The relationship I have with Fat Quarter Shop is like many you'll see on YouTube, and we all have a different way of being in that relationship. And my relationship with Fat Quarter Shop is I get emails that show me a list of things that might interest me. I'll have a conversation back and forth like, do you think you're going to have something like this? Because, you know, I get overwhelmed easily, and so I have to have some control of what's going to make me stressed. And so I will pick and choose. Like, I'm not a smorgasbord kind of gal. I'm freaked out when there's too many people have touched those spoons. I think now smorgasbord, you know, when I think about when I was young, here's the portion of the channel, if you're new, where I start babbling. But when I was young, you know, the smorgasbords were like, that's where you took your kids, you know. And you wasted a whole bunch of food, but you touched all, you know, thousands of people touching the same spoon. I have issues with that. Hence why cruises can be so much challenging for me. So why was I talking about that? Oh, Fat Quarter Shop. So I will look at what they have in the future, and they always have, oh, such wonderful things, and they are so generous and encouraging. And you must sign up for their YouTube channel, because the tutorials and the encouragement that you get are spot on, plus the variety of products that they offer, and their shipping has been really, really spot on. But because I can become easily overwhelmed, my relationship with them is very, I'll do this, I'm not interested in doing that. Even though they'll send me a ton of things, I feel too responsible, and then I feel bad if I don't meet what I perceive as the expected expectation. So I'm very careful with it, and I generally prefer, and Kate is so nice this way, is that when I have a giveaway, that it be a gift card to the Fat Quarter Shop, because not only am I wanting to promote whatever the latest program that I want to do is, but I also think you need to go check out the whole site, and there might be other things that are fascinating to you. So the latest one, I'm getting to the point, I am getting to the point. The latest one that I don't even know, it's a mystery. It's a mystery stitch along. And so I haven't even gotten the, I haven't even gotten the pattern, the beginning of the pattern, because they just sent it out a little bit at a time too. But in conversation, I said, I'm really interested in doing a fall stitch. And generally they do a cross stitch and a quilt in conjunction that are the same basic design, just different ways of the outcome is one's quilts and one is cross stitch. And so I really wanted to do a fall themed because I don't have a lot of fall themed stitching. You know, I have Halloween stitching, that kind of thing, but like fall, you know, like you could smell the fall air, you can feel it, the leaves, all of that. And so they sent me a packet, and I can't wait for the chart. It's a mystery, so you're going to want to go to the site and check that out, and you're going to want to sign up for you're going to want to subscribe to the YouTube channel. on Fat Quarter Shop. And you're also going to want to subscribe to this particular channel to enter this giveaway. And please check that you're subscribed, because YouTube every so often, for whatever reason, people get kicked on and off. So make sure that you're a subscriber to the channel before you even enter. Okay? Well, this is Autumn Beauties. You're going to have to check. It's a mystery stitch along. But what they sent me so far was a project bag. Isn't that adorable? I'm not taking it out of the... I'm not taking this all out. It's the fabric is 14 count Aida vintage cloth by Lori Holt, an oatmeal color. They give an option of threads for their different mystery kits, and it's usually either DMC or some other thread. And I chose the Classic Colorworks Autumn Beauties packet, and so look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Floss Biddies. Needle Minder. And this is the thing that I was most fascinated about. It's called a line keeper. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So you put this on your chart and it keeps track of what line you are, so you don't have to keep counting down. I'm anxious to use this one and see how adaptive my brain is to if I can keep moving it down, and if it does keep me on track rather than off stitch, if you know what I mean. So go on to the Fat Quarter Shop, and if you are interested in a gift card from the Fat Quarter Shop, be sure you're a subscriber, and let's use the word autumn. Let's use the word autumn. Okay. And this is supposed to start October 1st, so go on there. I need to, you know, I follow several people on Instagram. I can't follow everybody because you just can't keep up. And I'm such a poor, I'm not a good follower in terms of that I don't look at the whole day's posts. I only see the posts that show up at the time I actually I'm looking at my Instagram or Facebook, which is usually first thing in the morning when I'm having coffee, or when I'm in a waiting line. That's when I'm going. So I only get snippets, so that actually saves me, and I don't have notifications turned on, so that saves me probably a good chunk of change, because if something catches my eye when I've turned my social media on, I'm kind of sucked in. And so I do follow Luminous Fiber Arts, and I went to her shop, and I'll put the links below. I've tried to put the links below for everything, and let me tell you, you'd think I could remember from line A to line 10 what I said and what I did. No. So I try to put the links below, but sometimes I forget. But I'm all into fall right now, and so this chart just got me. It just got me, and it's a Plum Street sampler, and it's called Gobble Gobble. So this is going to be a sooner than later start, although I don't know exactly when. And because, you know, charts can't travel alone, I ended up buying some Lady Dot Creates little bonbons in the color Jack, because yeah, it's fall, so why not? I love that she sends it in this really pretty bag. The longest part of this video is the haul. I had a bladder infection. What can I say? I was feeling sorry for myself. We don't get to go on vacation like we used to, and so I'm saving a lot of money that way. But heck, gas is now over $4 a gallon. What happened over the weekend? I was shocked when I stopped to get gas, and I thought, holy moly. Now here's the thing. I went on to BeStitchMe's site, and I actually don't remember ordering this. I remember choosing a few things, but I don't actually remember pulling the trigger on it. It was like when you're standing in front of a candy counter and you say, in your brain, you're saying, I want this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. And then you see your reflection of your body in the window and you go, I don't need that. But you leave it in the cart because it was a moment of, I want this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Well, I thought that's what I did, but this arrived and I thought, I must have said cha-ching. I don't know what happened, but I got 3 pieces of fabric, Lugana, and yeah, it's all the colors that I liked. So here's you know, and you just love a shop that serges the edges, and it's just so perfect. But this is and they were all 32 count Lugana. This is vanilla latte. Yum. And let me tell you, at retreat, one of the gals brought their espresso machine and she could froth almond milk. I was like, oh my gosh. So vanilla latte. Feeling the fall. Same count, same pumpkin patch. I'm not even going to make excuses for this. These are all like absolutely. And this is a Lugana 32 count grog. The modeling, this is absolutely my new favorite fabric store, and it's BeStitchMe, and I will put the link down below. And it came in this adorable bag of cherry blossoms, like you feel like you're in Japan or Washington, D.C. I'm not even making excuses for this. I had a bladder infection. Did I tell you that already? I mean, gee, and it took me 4 days of navigating the current medical system, and I know how to navigate it to finally be comfortable. But I received this lovely, this is not haul. Oh, maybe I'll wait till the end for this. I'll continue with, I only have one more haul. Besides Instagram, Facebook, watching Flosstube, love watching Flosstube. I mean, The only floss tuber I don't watch is myself. Yeah, that's just like a circus. But watching Flosstube, and look at me, my brain is I'm stalling here so I can try to think. I'll figure it out, and when in the description box, when I list the floss tubes that I've watched this week, I will list this person's floss tube. But, oh, okay, I have it on the tip of my tongue. She's in Wales. She was doing it for her son. I love her. I'm so embarrassed. You know, have you ever gone to a party and you can't remember someone's name? Oh, and it's someone you should know, like your boss. Yeah, okay. No more excuses. But she talked about this book, and so I went, and they have it on Fat Quarter Shop's site. So I went ahead. Well, I'll tell you what I went ahead and did. But it's by Emma Congdon, and they're uplifting cross stitches, sayings like, "This is what the front of the book looks like," and it's a paperback book. And so, you know, everything in here. A smooth sea never made a skillful sailor, you know. Do what makes you happy. So they are uplifting cross stitch done in a graphic design that you could not only do for yourself, but you could do it as gifts. When it rains, look for rainbows. When it's dark, look for stars. You know, it's a fun book just to read through, even if you never stitched one thing on it. Believe in yourself. So I went on the site to order this, and and there was another book by the same author, 20 Designs to Cherish, Cross Stitch for the Earth. And let me tell you, Mother Nature is crying right now. Up until this week, I was just sick when I looked at Mount Hood. I had never seen Mount Hood without snow. I mean, there's glaciers up there, but what little glaciers there were left were so dirty because the dirt was all uncovered on Mount Hood that it looked like Mount Hood was bare, that it had cried all the tears it had, and there was no more moisture. So when it snowed, a dusting of snow that covered the top, the little peak of it, I just gave a sigh of relief. But this is a beautiful book. Like this one is All Good Things Are Wild and Free. So this book is filled with cross stitches that you know, cross stitches about Mother Earth. Leaving nothing but footprints, kill nothing but time. And, you know, my life is filled with outdoor people. My life is filled with outdoor people. So I just love these two books. That was a happy purchase. Okay, now we're to Stitchy Kindness. And this Stitchy Kindness, I was just like flabbergasted. This is from Peter and Kathy, and it was a thank you for the Flosstube, and yeah, it's as important. I mean, I know many of you have expressed how important Flosstube and Flosstubers have been to you, but I think I'm okay in speaking for other Flosstubers for the most part. This relationship has been as important to us as to you. It just has. And I want you to know that we are grateful and we thank each and every one of you that leaves a comment, that takes time to subscribe, that takes time to give a thumbs up. We are grateful for that relationship. And I know I receive hundreds of notes that say how important I have been to you. It goes both ways. It does go both ways. That's all I can say, is that it has been a lifesaver in more ways than one. Yeah, and so thank you, thank you. But this is a gal and her husband, and they have a company, and so I'll put their link down below. And so they sent this to me as a thank you for the Flosstube, but I'm going to put all their contact information because I think you're going to want one too. I think you're going to want one too. It's a bee-skep that you can use in any way you want, in your stitchy room or quilty room, and yeah, wait till you see this. And her husband makes these, and it's made out of beautiful ambrosia maple. I want to see, I'm going to go Google what that looks like with all the leaves, because this was like, holy moly. Are you ready? Look at that. Look at that. And it's you know, it feels like a chunk of wood. It is not like a it's not like prefabricated. This actually was a branch off of a real tree. And then it has a hole down the center. So, you know, you could put a pair of scissors, you could put a pen, a couple pens, whatever you wanted. You could put a bouquet of flowers. I can't thank you enough. I can't thank you guys enough for this. It's absolutely beautiful. And you know, wood turning, and you know, it's another art form. Peter Firth, ambrosia maple. Wow, this is gorgeous. So I will definitely put the link for this down below. And they have, they also are on Instagram, so I'll put that link too. Ambrosia maple. Wow. On that note, I'm done. On that note, I am done. So you will see right here, I'll have G put in the winner of the gift card from Fat Quarter Shop. And what I'll need from you, and I'll put my email address in the description box, I will need you to email your email address, because I forward that to the Fat Quarter Shop, and then Kate sends you a link via email that you can then use to shop on their site. Thank you for spending the time, and I hope all is well with you. Know that there are people that need your prayers, definitely. People in my life that need your prayers, and people probably, and all your YouTube friends that need prayers. A lot, it goes on, even in this altered universe we're living in. Life still goes on, and there are still the same difficulties and challenges that were before. We just have this added layer now. So say your prayers, positive thoughts, and I hope that your stitching brings you peace as it does for me. Thank you. I love you guys.